Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
We do have, I'm gonna call this the executive committee meeting, on Monday, August 14th. It is a little after 4:00. Roll call, we have everyone present excepting member McIntyre and Chair McIntyre and member Erickson. Item number 2, the consent agenda. We have approval of the minutes and recommended payment of bills and transfers onto the county board. I have the bills here, approved by our auditor. Do I have a motion? Motion by member Schaefer, second by member Lehman. Any questions or comments? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Any against? All right. All right, item number 3, appearances by member of the public.
We've had no requests for anyone to speak this evening.
All right. Moving on, item number 4, departmental matters. Item 4A1 is presented for action. We have appointments and reappointments, and if there's no objection, I'd like to move them all at the same time. So we have appointments for the Martin Township Drainage District, Mr. Travis Ream, Zoning Board of Appeals, Patricia Baird, Braid, and reappointments. Normal Tawanda Drainage, Martin Township, Yates Drainage, Turkey Creek Drainage, Chenoa Drainage, South Empire Drainage, White Star Drainage, Coomler Drainage, roll call, Brian Bailey, Linton, Sabina, Sangamon River, Patton Drainage, Mackinac Drainage, and Henthorne Cemetery District. Do we have a motion? Motion by member Klein, second by member Metzger. Any comments or questions? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next up, we have item 41C, and that is information technology.
Hi, yeah, we're requesting approval of this proposal with Mission Critical Partners. They have been our vendor since we began the criminal justice system replacement. And in this instance, what we need to do is build a database that will lie kind of in concert with the 4 other systems that we're trying to integrate, and will act as sort of a portal and kind of a phone directory between the different databases, and will also provide us with a way to make sure the right person from System 1 is talking to the right person on System 2, and give us better rated single sign-on and multi-factor authentication, even though we have different agencies, Bloomington, Normal, and so it gets a little bit complicated. But we're pretty much at capacity with our current staff, and so we're requesting permission to contract with them for this endeavor.
A motion by member Schaefer, and second by member Klein. Any questions? I just want to clarify, is this a program that's going to be, is this a transfer program or is this an ongoing system that will be used for communication?
The system will be ongoing, but the build-out is one-time project. There will be some ongoing system or software recurring costs.
Any other questions?
Unrelated to Mission Critical Partners, so.
Correct.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
That's all we have.
Unless there's any questions on it.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do have your report for us.
Yeah, it's, if you have any questions, it's, actually, I've got to find that in my page here.
19.
Thank you.
No questions? All right. Thank you, Mr. Nelson.
Thank you.
And that is all for executive committee, so we'll move on to finance committee. Chair Metzger. Health committee.
Thank you. We have nothing today. We will have something for the board on Thursday.
Thank you. Justice committee.
The Justice Committee has one item for action, item 5D1A, Request approval of subcontract, subaward agreement between the Children's Advocacy Centers of Illinois and the County of McLean Children's Advocacy Center, and I so move.
Second. By member Regalo. Comments or questions? Straightforward. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed?
The Justice Committee has no other items for action, but we have several items to present to the board. Thank you.
Next up, Property Committee, Chairman.
And the property committee has no items to be presented for action today. We do have one item to be presented before the board. Happy to answer any media questions that we've got.
No questions, we'll move on. Land Use and Development, Sheriff Klein.
The Land Use and Development Committee does not have any items for action today, but we will be presenting a zoning case Thursday.
And then finally up, we have for our committees, Transportation Committee, Chair Regalo.
We don't have any items to present for action tonight, but we will have 3 items for the board on Thursday.
Next, we'll turn to our administrator.
I do have one item to present to the committee for action this evening. It is on behalf of the coroner's office. It will request approval of bid for a digital portable x-ray unit with diagnostic view workstation.
Chair.
Do we have a motion from the floor? Thank you, Member Schaefer, and a second. Member Metzger.
So tonight with us, we have Coroner Yoder, we also have Dr. Denton, and his
X-ray tech.
X-ray tech, and I forgot, Ray Lynn?
Ray Ann.
Ray Ann. Would you like to explain anything about your
Sure.
chosen bid?
So our bid is for a new X-ray machine. Since I've been in the corner for almost 10 years, I did a grant with Broman, and we did get a new it's not a new X-ray machine. It was quite frankly old, but it was a grant where we got a machine. The machine has now become antiquated. The batteries keep dying. The digital X-ray, it's not digital, but the X-rays with the type of job that we do, they get if it's wet or burnt or something like that. So the discs are really expensive, and they don't last anymore.
No.
They don't last anymore. And then the PAC system to read needs to be updated. So the idea was to we actually originally wanted a Lodox machine, which would have been great, and that's a quick CT scan. And why we do x-rays? We do x-rays on any child death. So McLean County takes care of roughly between 30 and 40 counties in the state of Illinois, but we also do the Child Death Task Force, which the southern counties come up here. The southern counties don't have a lot of money, and we do the autopsies for children death. So we're looking for any type of abuse previous to the deceased. We also do x-rays looking for bullets, those type of things, to find them for evidence. We also do them for deceased that are burned in a fire to see if there's, did the fire cause the death or did something else cause the death. So we really need a new x-ray machine. And we have the 3 bids, and if you read the letter, which I think you did, yay. Even though the Central Illinois X-ray is the median one, if you look at that, the bid is actually a lot better. And Central Illinois X-ray is here. The other one's in Florida and one's in Texas, and they would never be able to help come up here. Central Illinois X-ray, we like local, we like McLean County, and anytime we have an issue, they'll be able to come to McLean County, to our office, and be able to assist. And then well, if you want any questions answered, we'll answer them for you about what we do in the coroner's office for the x-rays.
I do have a quick question.
Sure.
One of the points that you made is that one of the bids was for a table that was only rated to 300 pounds and you wanted to upgrade. If you're doing mostly child,
No, we do, remember, we do burn deaths, gunshot wounds,
okay.
those type of things. Any body that's been in water for a long period of time, we don't know how they died, so they could be any size. Unfortunately, the way that humans are is they're getting larger, and so if at 300 pounds, a lot of people are way over 300 pounds, unfortunately. And so we need those type of tables, just so we don't discriminate between the smaller and larger.
And I noticed quick question, I noticed this is a portable, can you talk about why that's valuable?
So if you come down to the coroner's office, and I think some of you have been there, the room is very, very small, but you have to move around the decedent, right? I mean, the decedent isn't gonna move, and it's a small room, so you have to kind of move it around the decedent. So it's gotta be portable. You have to kind of turn the bodies when you say
Yeah, and actually, a stationary would take up much more space.
way
They're
more
just,
space.
we would need another room.
It's a very small room, that's why the Lodox
So the
machine was never gonna work too.
Portable was kind of the easy answer.
So that's easier to get to the bodies, you bring the machine to the bodies instead of moving the bodies to the machine, or?
We take them into the x-ray room. We do actually use that x-ray room.
Okay.
We're really using it as a standard standalone x-ray unit, but
But a standalone would
it's
be
smaller, so it actually
way more
fits in the room.
expensive. Rather than
Yeah.
if you go in for chest x-rays, let's say your primary care provider orders a chest x-ray, it's usually a large room, you go in and you kind of move around the room. We have such a small room, the portable can kind of move around the seat.
Right.
It's
It won't-
easier
It won't,
maneuverability.
a stationary state, like we're used to in the
Never fit.
hospitals, you get a chest x-ray or something, that will not fit in that room. So the
It's a
portable
tiny
is much
room.
smaller, compact, so we
It's
can
really
move it, and we can move the body, and, you know.
A standalone would be way more expensive than a portable.
Yeah, it's just better for what we.
So you mentioned another kind of machine that,
We wanted a Lodox. The Lodox is an amazing thing, but that's $500,000. But that's the state of the art. That's really how the world is going to, if you will, of the coroner's world, medical examiner's world. And it's a CT scan. Basically, you can take the decedent in and out very, very quickly. It's saves time and it's much more accurate. The problem is although we maybe would have had the money for it, we do not have the room for it. The cost of building an extra room for that machine is just not feasible where the coroner's office stands. And, do we need another bigger coroner's office? That would be lovely, but that would be quite a few years from now, and that would also be more expensive to the county and the taxpayer. So this is the less expensive version, but also a wonderful asset to help families understand what happened to their loved ones.
Any other questions? Thank you for coming and talking about it, it's important.
So we would really like it, it's such a good thing if you see what we do and what the X-ray machines do, it's amazing.
Okay, and this would be coming from our ARPA funding, which is why it's coming through the.
That is correct. That is why it's coming through administration, and I support their choice.
Any other questions? Alright, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous. Thank you.
Thank you so much, I appreciate everything, yeah.
I have no other items to present to the committee. My only comment would be the same one I've shared in all of your individual committees, that we will be meeting in this room again next month as the DARES project is taking a little bit longer than
The executive will be here, but the main board will
still be due next month.
That's right. Any other business or communications from the committee? Other than to note that on Thursday, we will be at the History Museum in the courtroom. So, all right, if there's nothing else, then I move to adjourn. Thank you.